Do you want to learn how to have ultra productive days? Do you want to learn how to crush it consistently at a high level and have a daily schedule that you can use and implement immediately to perform at a high level consistently? Well, in this video, I'm going to give you 7 steps that you can use to make sure you execute and implement. And I'm also going to give you my daily schedule that you can fill in to make sure you crush it consistently. Now, before I'm going to delve into all the good stuff, you might want to consider subscribing and hitting the notification bell so you don't miss out on all the good stuff where I'm going to teach you how to achieve more with less effort. Now, let's do this. So you want to learn how to have consistent productive days. Well, in this video, I'm going to share how I set up my days and guide you to all the steps. And if you want this daily schedule planner, you can download it down below in the description. Just give in your details and I will send it over right your way. Now, let's take a look at the good stuff. So, this is my daily schedule that I use to have a nice flow and make sure that I do things consistently. I'm telling it consistently because consistency is the hallmark of the master. You're not going to look at things as a sprint, it's a marathon, and I want you guys to keep crushing it on a high level consistently and also make sure that it's sustainable. So, the first step if you want to have ultra productive days is to have a consistent wake up time. Here you can see my daily schedule. You can download it down below in the description. The first thing is the wake up time. You're just going to write down wake up before. That's better than saying like wake up at a certain time. No, wake up before. What is the maximum time that you allow yourself to lay in your bed before you're going to wake up? Wake up time also means the time that you get outside of your bed and get up. Not the time that you're just lying on your pillow, twisting and turning, hitting the snooze button. I mean, actually waking up. When you're going to set a consistent wake-up time, your body also has a consistent rhythm because your body works with a circadian rhythm. And if you're going to sleep until a certain time during the week, and then in the weekend, you wake up at a much later time, then you have a little bit of jet lag in your body because there's no consistency and you wake up a bit groggy. So set up a certain wake-up time that you're going to wake up before an X time and make sure that the time difference between it is max 1 hour. That's why it's sometimes better to wake up a bit later in the week and then in the weekend, even when you go out, still wake up early enough because if you're going to catch up in the weekend, then you're going to pay during the week because your body still has to adjust to that rhythm that varies too much. Step number 2. Morning routine. A morning routine is super important to make sure you set up consistent days because you want to build focus and energy in the beginning of the day. Give yourself something in the beginning of the day that wakes up your body and mind. Now, make it something you look forward to. Because I know so many people who start the day with a morning routine and it's actually something that they're dreading and they don't like to do, or they already start working. That is not a morning routine. You can do things that you don't like, but it can be like short and then you know it builds up energy. So for me, my morning routine is doing a cold shower, doing a meditation, some mantra singing, and then some stretching. That takes me max an hour, and then I'm ready to begin the day with everything planned out, which I will talk about more in step number 5, and then I can start the working day. So if you have your morning routine and you don't have a morning routine yet, build it up with small steps. What's this something that you could do that builds up your focus, builds up your energy, and then you have more willpower to perform during the day? I see so many people stretching themselves from the morning routine, from the start, trying to wake up too early, do 100 push-ups, meditate for an hour. No, you want to set up small wins, and then once it becomes a habit, then you can stretch it more. So instead of doing 100 push-ups in the morning, do 5 push-ups in the morning, and then you can always give yourself more. Probably you will do 10 or you will do 20, but you will make sure that it's not so much that you dread doing it, and then you don't do it at all. So keep on building it in time, in quantity, like limit it, or maybe your morning routine for an hour and then build it up. The best morning routine is at least an hour because then you have enough time to give to yourself, and it's just fantastic to start the day with a little bit of you time. Then the working day starts, and then it's time for step number 3, which is focus blocks. These are the focus blocks where you're going to work and you're going to alternate between working and between relaxing. So let me talk first about the focus blocks where you're going to work. Focus blocks is where you're going to work a certain time or you're going to work on a certain tasks until it's done, and then after it, you're going to take a break and you're going to relax. Now, there's two ways to have focus blocks. One is time blocks, where you're going to say, I'm going to work a certain time and then I'm going to take a break. Two is when you have a task block, where you say, I'm going to work until this task is finished and then I am going to take a break. Don't negotiate on this. If you're going to pre-decide how long you're going to work on something, or you're going to pre-decide that you're going to work on a certain task, you don't have to decide beforehand. So any video I will make in the future about morning routine, about planning, I will put it like down below so you have more extensive ways to actually plan it all. But when you plan your high impact task that you're going to do, you mapped it out when you're going to do it during the day, because as you can see here, you actually have room to fill in what you're going to work on, right? You can write down your morning routine, you can write down what you're going to do in these focus blocks, because that are the focus blocks and that are the breaks, which I will talk about in the next step. And that way, when you fill this in, at least the day before, nothing is left to guesswork. You can already start executing and you don't have to waste one decision-making power or one inkling of willpower to decide what you're going to do. Which leads me to the next step, which is super important besides focus blocks, and that is real breaks. You want to take real breaks. This is where you're on. You're on in the focus blocks and then you're off in the breaks. And I'm talking about real breaks. Because I don't know how you take a break, and let me know down below in the comments, but a lot of people take these fake breaks, which is just watching YouTube, watching a movie, scrolling on their phone. That seems relaxing, but it isn't. It still taxes willpower, it still taxes focus, so take a real break. Go outside, go for a walk, have some exercise, listen to some music, maybe read a fiction book, do some meditation, relax a bit, do some breathing exercises, anything that gets you outside of your working mode, outside of your mind, into your body, in the present moment, and just relax. Because productivity is not about being on all the time. If you want to be a high performer, you also have to be a high recoverer. And willpower is only limited during the day, so you want to make sure you recharge your batteries. It's kind of sad sometimes that we spend more time worrying about our phone, almost being dead in energy, but we don't do the same thing with our energy and willpower. So you want to make sure that you recharge your willpower so you also can crush it. As it gets more depleted, you restore it with nourishing activities. That's why, and I will make a separate video about it in the future, and you will find it down below. You want to make sure that you do these high impact tasks, these things you don't like to do, but you know you need to do. Whether you feel like it or not, you do it in the beginning of the day. So in the beginning of the day, it's like running up a hill, and you make sure a lot of stuff gets done. Latest by the early afternoon, and then you start running downhill. You still recover some willpower, but you have, more distractions, life gets in the way, but you make sure that your focus and willpower was used wisely on the most highest leveraged activities of the day. So make sure you perform well with right focus in the focus blocks, and then make sure you recover nicely in your real breaks. Then step number 5, end of the day process. Here in the end of the day process, you want to set a work complete time. You're going to say, I'm maximum going to work until this time, and then I'm going to stop working. Trust me, your partner and your family will probably like this step a lot, because I had this happen, and let me know down below if you had the same thing. I had this a lot of time, like, only need a little more time. I'm almost done. And I was staying up late and actually working later than actually was expected or set that I would work. So you want to have boundaries. You want to have non-negotiables, where you're going to say, I'm going to work until this time maximum, and then you have your shut down complete process. Then you're going to make sure you prepare everything for the next day, so nothing is left undone, and you're going to empty your brain. So what I do personally is clean up my desk, write down the most important steps for the next day, then maybe write down some to-do lists or some things that are on my mind. Maybe you can journal. It's about emptying your brain, everything that's on your mind, intentions for the next day, setting priorities. So the next day, when you wake up and you have your morning routine and you get to work, you have a nice sheet. I like to do it physically with writing it down. I think it's better than doing it online. And I already know what I have to do. I don't have to decide 1 second, what will I do and when will I do it. So also have this at the end of the day process, emptying your brain, preparing for the next day, cleaning up your desk, so everything is set up to be successful the next day. Okay, let me know if this makes sense down below, and let me know if your partner was also nagging you like, oh my God, are you still coming? Are you still coming? When it's already an hour later that you said you would come. Then you have step number 6, and step number 6 is the evening routine. Just as the morning routine, you also want to have an evening routine. And just as the morning routine builds up focus and builds up energy, the evening routine, you want to quiet down. You want to give your body and mind signals like, oh, I had a good day. I'm going to prepare myself more for sleep. So you want to feed yourself with positive things. Maybe write in a gratitude journal. Maybe think about the things that went great. You want to relax. You want to stretch. You want to spend time with your partner. You want to watch a relaxing movie. You want to give your body and mind some well-deserved relaxation, nourishment, recovery, relaxation, so your body and mind feel good. You end the day with, again, something for yourself that is more relaxing, and then when you go to sleep, your body knows, oh, it's time to sleep. But what happens a lot that when people go to sleep, they're on Facebook all the time, they're on YouTube, they're checking their phone, all this stimuli, all these artificial lights, that your body doesn't get any signals that it's time to go to sleep. And then you stay up late, or you go to sleep in your bed, twisting and turning, and you want to sleep mentally, but your body is still so stimulated from the activities that you did just before you went to bed. So if people have sleep difficulties, a lot of times what I ask them is, okay, what do you do on average the hour before you go to sleep? And if you don't do activities the hour before you go to sleep that give your body and your mind a signal like, yeah, I'm preparing for sleep, I'm preparing to wind down, well, it's no worries that you have sleeping problems. So make sure that at the end of the day, you have something to look forward to. Maybe read a nice fantasy book or fiction book, anything that gets you outside of your thinking, worrying, ruminating, stimulated brain, and makes you relax more, so your body also knows when it's time to go to sleep. And that gets me at the last step, which is your bedtime. Again, here, it's super important to just have a consistent bedtime, sleepy time, that you're going to say, okay, I'm going to stay up until max this amount of hour. And here again, the same principles apply. Make sure that it's maximum an hour difference, preferably less, so you have a consistent biorhythm and you have a nice flow. Because else your biorhythm and your workflow is a bit out of whack, because your energy is a bit all over the place, because your body is trying to adapt. So again here, try to make it consistent if you can. Set a maximum amount of time that you're going to stay up, and then go to sleep before that certain time. And just before, you also had at least an hour, a nourishing evening routine. So that's it. This is how you have ultra productive, high performing, consistent days. These 7 steps will help you massively. Use this sheet. You can download it down below, plan it beforehand, and that is how you set up your days like a champ. So let me know in the comments what your morning routine is, what your evening routine is. Do you like time blocks? Do you like task blocks? What if this video really stuck with you, and what are you going to implement now? And if you like my videos, don't forget to subscribe or hit that notification bell so you don't miss out on any update. So let me know which of these 7 steps had the biggest impact on your overall consistency and productivity. Don't just watch this video and don't do anything with it. It's about execution and implementation. So head over to the description, download the planner, start writing it down, planning your days, set yourself up for success. You got this.